Luke Deal is on the picket line for us this morning because teachers at a school in Ipswich say enough is enough when it comes to poor student behaviour. Some teachers at Westbourne Academy in Ipswich are not working today or tomorrow. There's a picket line for 2 hours each morning as they say the situation has reached an all-time low and needs to be highlighted before it gets worse. Sophie Walker is one of the NEUs, which is National Education Union reps at Westbourne Academy, and she joins Luke Deal. Morning, Luke.
Wayne, hello, morning to you. Yes, we're right outside of Westbourne Academy. There's around about 20 staff plus support staff standing outside the academy with their banners this morning. With me, as you so rightly say, is Sophie Walker, one of the NEU reps here at Westbourne Academy. Morning to you. Tell us why you and your colleagues are standing outside the academy then.
Morning. We're here to make a stand against the behaviours of students, for all staff as well as support staff across the academy, to sort of make a point that enough is enough. We've been exposed to this for a long period of time and staff are now feeling very frustrated. It's affecting their well-being, their mental health, and it's also affecting the students that do come in, day out, do the right thing and want to have an education.
So tell me what it's like inside the building then when you talk about the behaviour of certain students.
It's incredibly demoralising. You come in every day and you don't know what you're going to expect. That's the nature of being a teacher. But it's more that you don't know what you're going to get with behaviour. Who's going to swear at you today? Are you going to have anything thrown at you? Are you going to have your lessons disrupted? Who's going to walk out of your lesson today? And it grinds you down every day.
What do you mean by thrown at you?
Staff have had scissors thrown at them. They've had chairs thrown at them. And whilst some of this behaviour has been dealt with proportionately, some staff feel that it has not, and that the repetitiveness of it is not acceptable.
Some would say, listening to this now, if we'd have done that back in the day, we'd have been thrown out of the classroom and probably expelled. Why haven't those pupils had that action taken against them?
So there's actually about 20 to 30 steps that need to be taken before that can happen. But also it's not an option that we want to do as a school. We are a school that includes everybody and we support students at every single stage. But there are some...
But surely if they're being, as you put it, throwing staff and being verbally abusive within the classroom, that's not an atmosphere that teachers or other pupils want to be in, surely.
I 100% agree. Unfortunately, there is a lot of red tape and there are extenuating circumstances where a permanent exclusion could happen on a very serious incident. However, generally, it's the fact that we need to look at what other issues there are and what other support needs to be put in place for those students. And there is a phenomenal amount of support that goes in from a lot of staff here, and that's not what we're disputing here at all.
Nikki Hood, you're the Academy Transformation Trust Executive Principal. Morning to you. Why has it been allowed to get to this stage?
Good morning. Firstly, I think importantly, I want to say that the well-being of our colleagues is really important to us. We have been working and engaging with all of the staff and the unions over a long period of time. There is currently intensive trust support for the Academy and our colleagues, and we're working together to make further improvements at Westbourne Academy. In the coming weeks, there will be changes to behaviour system, and we're moving to a year group to really strengthen the pastoral provision at the Academy.
But as we were hearing here from Sophie, you know, there seems to be a lot of political red tape that you've got to cut through to discipline these students.
I think I would agree to an extent. It's right and proper. Every child has a right to an education. Not every child finds that easy, and it's right and proper that there are checks and balances to ensure that everything is done to help those young people engage in their education. Partnership working is really important, and where parents really engage with the academy, we've seen some really strong improvement in some of our young people. I'd say that that's a really key aspect for all of us to focus on.
If there'd been improvement, surely your staff wouldn't be standing outside the academy today and tomorrow.
We recognise that the improvement journey continues, and as I've already mentioned, there's a number of steps that we have communicated to staff, including the union reps, around what we are doing and the next steps we're taking, and that very much focuses around the behaviour system and the pastoral support for these young people. It also involves challenge of other external agencies and partners through funding and appropriate provision for some of these young people.
How does it make you feel, knowing that your staff are vulnerable inside a classroom because they're being abused verbally and having things thrown at them?
Leaders at the Academy care hugely about their staff and work hard to support them. They too are coming in and working in the Academy on a day-to-day basis and doing everything they can to support their staff. I go back to my first point, which is the well-being of our staff is really important, and that's why the Trust is intensively engaged in supporting the Academy at this time.
Sophie, just very briefly, do you feel you've got the support of the management?
We do feel that there is support from some management members, yes. However, we don't feel like it's cohesive and from everybody. As I stated earlier, we do feel like some members of staff undermine teachers on the ground, whether that be from management or from pastoral support. And part of our issue is that these things are not being stuck to consistently. People need to be held accountable for that. And individual people, whereas what tends to happen is the whole staff body get blamed as a whole, and staff are getting frustrated with that, and understandably so.
OK. Sophie Walker, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and also thank you, Nikki Hood, the Academy Transformation Trust Executive Principal here at Westbourne Academy. Wayne.
Luke Deal, thank you. Luke Deal on the picket line. Teachers at Westbourne Academy in Ipswich saying enough is enough when it comes to poor student behaviour. Your thoughts? 0800 141 2121. Some teachers at Westbourne Academy not working today or tomorrow.
Some teachers at a high school in Ipswich have gone on strike over bad behaviour. Steve Martin has more.
There's a walkout today at Westbourne Academy amid claims of pupils refusing to attend lessons, disrupting other lessons and using threatening behaviour. Further strike actions planned for tomorrow and for Wednesday and Thursday next week. Pupils in years 7, 8 and 9 will have online learning for the next 2 days, but years 10 and 11 will still go in. The school says improving behaviour is a priority and they're working with union representatives to understand concerns.
Teachers at an Ipswich high school are on strike today and tomorrow, having walked out over poor student behaviour. Sophie Walker is one of the NEU reps at Westbourne Academy.
Staff have had scissors thrown at them, chairs thrown at them. Whilst some of this behaviour has been dealt with proportionately, some staff feel that it has not, and that the repetitiveness of it is not acceptable.
The schools say improving behaviour is a priority and they're working with union reps to understand concerns. There's expected to be further strike action next week.